Hello everyone, this is Roshan. So in the previous session, we discussed about the basics of what is AWS and the technology roadmap of the previous technologies before cloud computing. Okay, so in today's topic, we'll discuss about EC2. And before EC2, we'll have a overlook of the AWS console and like how to install with AWS and how to create your own account. And we'll see some basics. So to create a own account for you, just go to AWS console. Okay, select this AWS management console and select create an account. Okay, so it will be very easy for you to create this account. Okay, and while you are creating this, it will ask your basic details. So there you mentioned about this is for your personal account, and it will ask your credit card details. You can give it, and like they will detect some minimum amount from you, and they will refund it to you to check your credit card is valid or not. Okay, so once it is done, log in to the console. So the first important thing is like we need to see about the services. So these are all the services which is available in AWS, but we are not going to use all these services. We are going to use only the required services for our organization. Okay, then we have your account details. So where you can see your billing information. So it is always good when you are doing the practical things, right? So whenever you log into this account, please check your billing information. Okay. And in case if you have any troubles with the billing or with your services in AWS, you can raise a case with support center. Okay. So these are the basic things you should know. And in case if you want to calculate the amount of, in case if you're using an increased instance for 1 month, and you should know how much they will charge you. So we have a solution called AWS pricing calculator. You can go to this link, just select create estimate. And let me show you an example. Here we have all the services, but it is go with each instance. Okay, so let me choose advanced estimate. I'm going to use Linux OS. Number of instances one, that is fine. I'm going to choose T2 medium or something. Tomorrow, it's yeah, T2 medium, which is a basic configuration with 2 CPU and 4 GB of RAM, and leave other defaults. And see, in case if you use this configuration, your monthly cost will be $30. Okay, so like this, you can forecast your cost estimation with AWS services. So other thing we should know about is what are these regions? Okay, so what are this is the country they have mentioned. So we'll tell you like why this is important. So the countries mentioned there are regions. Okay, so USA, Oregon, the US region, and India, they have Mumbai region, Okay. So in case if you have your customers in India, it will be better to create the applications in India. Okay. If you have customers in US, it will be better to create your application in US because if you create them in a different country, then you will face some network slowness or latency issues. Okay. This is the reason like AWS have a limited number of countries, like where they have more number of software customers. Okay. And next thing we'll need to discuss about what are availability zones. What are these availability zones? So availability zones are nothing but they are the data centers inside a region. Okay, they are the buildings inside a region. Okay, so AZ1, availability zone 2, and AZ3. Okay, these are all not nothing but just a building with your servers, like with AWS servers and switches, networking, etc. Okay, so why they have these many? Okay, the thing is like in case if your one building, take an example, they have placed this in the state or in a particular place where they have more customers. Okay, in case if they face any outage with this building, okay, they should immediately give us a backup with other or it is on. Okay, but it can say the same country, not from other countries, because if it is coming from other countries, definitely will face some latency issue. Okay, so region is nothing but country, and developed zone is nothing but buildings or data centers inside the country. Okay, so to serve the customers without failover. The kind I think is like whether AWS is responsible to create the backup. Actually, no. So in case this is all our responsibility, they will just give you the space. In case if you're creating a server, web server, for example, Java in zone 1, you should create the same server in zone 2. Then you can create a common load balancer and you can do a load balancing between them. So in case if one goes down, the other will serve your LB. So this is, I have discussed about the LB in our first section. Okay. So yeah, these things are very basic things we should know before we are going for the actual services in AWS. So now we'll go to the first service, which is EC2. EC2 is nothing but it is a virtual machine. Take an example, it's an operating system. Like in case if you want to use Windows for your application or Linux for your application, Ubuntu, then you need to go for a service called EC2. Okay. So in this session, I will create you two servers, one from Linux and one from Windows, and I will show you how to host a simple HTML website on top of that. Then you will get some idea. Then I will tell you about what is security group while we are creating the EC2 instance. Okay, so as I told you, EC2 is nothing but it's an operating system. So once we get the operating system, then only we can install the applications, whatever we want on top of it, and then we can develop the application. So first go to EC2. Okay, so now select launch instance. This is very latest user interface. Like to give you a very detailed about it, I'm opting up to the old experience because there it will be much more easier for like learning and understanding perspective. But once you learned, then you go for the new experience. Okay. So in the first column, you will have all the operating systems. Okay, Red Hat, Linux, Windows, and since you are doing a practical, right, I will ask you to select this free tier only. So in free tier, your OS only will be free for you. They won't charge you. Okay. So I'm going to select Amazon Linux because like it is little cheaper than other Linux operating system when you compare. Okay, so see, Linux is an open source operating system. Like anyone can get the kernel and they can support it. Okay, so same like Amazon is having their own Linux machine because Linux is an open source operating system. So let us choose the first one. So the second option is nothing but creating the RAM and processor. See, mostly if you see, everything will be a little similar. In T3, we have two CPU, two core, and two CPU, four core in T3. Same like you have in T2. So what are the difference between them? So I'll explain you the difference later. They are nothing but the hardware differences. Okay. Example, if we have HP and if we have IBM, there will be different same 2 GB RAM and the same 4 core. Okay. But there will be the hardware performance difference will be there, right? Same like these are all hardware differences, but I'll tell you later. Okay, go with filter eligible, which where they will give you one CPU and one GB. This is more enough for our application current because we are not going to serve any of our customers, just for our practical purpose. Okay, as of now, I'll ask you to leave this column empty because we need to know about what is VPC, subnet, blah, blah, blah. So I will tell you later when we comes to the chapter 3 VPC, which is very important for us when we are learning AWS. But here in case if we want to create two instances at the same time, we can give the number. Okay, so now we'll go with count one, that is more enough. Add storage. So by default, they will give you 8 GB of RAM. See, it is very low size, right? Because Linux, it's going to be only command line interface. We'll only see a black and white screen. So for this 8 GB is more enough. Okay, we don't need to give 100 GB, 3 GB for as of now. In future, depends on the application size, you can add additional hard disk to this option. So far, what are the options we saw? We saw about choosing operating system, then the RAM and processor, then the networking tab. As of now, I told you to ignore this since we doesn't know the networking. And the fourth column is storage. Okay, it's like how we are purchasing our stuff from Amazon. So this is very easy for us to create same like that. Now go to add tags. Add tags are nothing but it's like giving a name to your server. See, in a traditional concept, if you have plenty number of servers in your data center, so how you will identify them? So they will place a sticker in front of it, right? Okay, server one, server two, server three. So then it will be very easy for data center engineers to search it. Okay, same like since it is a virtual machine, we are going to give a tag for them. Name Linux icon web server. Okay, now security group. So what is a security group? This is very important first level of security feature in AWS. Since AWS is a public cloud, we should definitely know about the security features in AWS, or else we will not create a good secured machine, and there might be a chance for us for our machines to get compromised, or the hackers will easily crack our machines. Okay, so now we'll learn about what is security group. So security group is nothing but it is a AWS firewall to block IP port. IP, you all know that each and every servers or your system, your laptop will have an IP address. Okay. And the ports are nothing but they are all the services for your applications. Okay. So I'll explain in detail. See, we have our AWS cloud here, and we are connecting from a remote location. It's completely through the internet, right? Okay, take an example. Now we are creating an EC2 instance. See, all the OS will have their inbuilt firewall. See, I'm having the Windows 10, and if I go search for Windows firewall, I'll be having one inbuilt firewall. Okay, so these are all instance specific. But security group is like we are going to create a common firewall where we'll apply that firewall to all the instances. Then it will save our time to maintain them individually inside the instance. So that is one advantage. Okay, we have an additional service called the security group, which will be outside of your EC2. And here we are blocking all the IPs. Ports are nothing but, see, in case if you are doing a web hosting, definitely you need a service called HTTP and HTTPS. HTTP normal and HTTPS secured. Okay. So if you block these two services, okay, you need to block the ports. So these services are called ports. Okay, they will be having some numbers. The numbers are nothing but for HTTP, the default number is 80 and HTTPS 403. So if I block this, for IP, you all know that if I block an IP, the machine cannot access any of the services. If I block the ports, what will happen, right? In case if they try to browse your website, your website is up and running. If they try to browse it, it will be blocked for them. So that is the difference between IP and port. So whatever the IPs, if you want to block, you can block here, and whatever the ports, if you want to block, you can block here. By this, you are creating a first level of security in AWS. This is what a security group. So in security group, we have two options. One is inbound rules and one is outbound rule. So inbound is nothing but the incoming connection to your instance. Okay, incoming request. Outbound is nothing but from your instance, if you want to access something, you can block. For example, you are delivering the machines to some developers. Okay, you want to restrict them to reach the outside HTTP, or you want to restrict them to connect to different instances, then that should be in outbound rules. Incoming is from the strangers or outside. Outbound is nothing but from inside the machine. If you want to try to access something, you can control it. Okay. So now by default, we are having SSH. Okay. See, I'm going to create a new security group. Let us mention here training one security group. Okay. So here, by default, SSH is nothing but it is used to take the remote connection of your Linux machine. So since we are going to create a Linux machine here, okay, I want to take this machine remotely in a different location. Okay. So to connect this remote machine, I need a service called SSH. And after that, if I want to create any website and to connect the website, I need a HTTP. So there are number of few ports are available, but in the upcoming classes, wherever required, I will teach you of what are the different ports we should enable in security group for our easy access. Okay. So SSH is nothing but just connecting your remote machine. It's same like I have shared my screen, so anyone can see my screen. Same like in a remote server, I want to log in and I want to work on it. Then for Linux, I need SSH. So as of now, in real time, it is very important for us to mention the exact IPs, like allowing IPs. For example, if I want to allow only this set of IPs, I should be very careful in that. Okay, so that will definitely will get this information from the networking team, or it will be in the companies. But for our testing, I'm going to give it anywhere. See, when I give anywhere, so it's giving me warning. So in real time, please don't do this. But for our practical purpose, it is okay to select anywhere. But in real time, we need to give only the customized IPs, which should be allowed for our organization. Okay. And the next thing, since I told you, I'm going to host a website from this machine, right? So I need HTTP. I'm not going for HTTPS now because I will tell you later how to purchase a certificate and how to attach it. Okay. So we need a certificate, SSL certificate for HTTPS. See, whatever site you browse, right? So everything will come with HTTPS because it is secure. Okay. But yeah. So but now we are not going to host anything outer world. So I'm going with HTTP secure. So for this, you need to purchase SSL certificate for HTTPS. See, these are the single certificate cost. Okay. Now third port which I have is, which it's not that much required, but we should give ICMP. This is just to check the ping responses anywhere. Okay. So take an example, this machine is live. Okay. So how you will know whether this machine is live or not? So we'll ping them. So take an example. If I want to check whether Google is working or not, you can give ping www.google.com. See, they are getting a response, which means the Google is active. So same like just to enable this ping services for the company, by default, it is not available. Okay. So in case if someone tries to connect your machine, if they get request time, or then they will not like do more on it. Okay. So it's simply like hiding our live machines from strangers. Okay. So, but for us, we need to do this thing. I'm enabling the ping response, which is ICMP anywhere. So just give review and launch and launch. Okay, so here you can create a new key pair. Let me give the name like training icon one. This is nothing but your password file. So you cannot directly get the password from AWS. They will give you as an encrypted file for the security. Okay, I will once it is downloaded, I will show you the encrypted file. Download the key pair. Okay, it will be there, launch instance. So when I open with Notepad, so this is your password file which will be encrypted. Okay, just click this instance link. See the server is getting ready. Let us see like within how many minutes it is taking for running. See, within a minute or 1.5 minutes, the machine started running. So once it is running, you need some interface to connect to this Linux server. Okay, so because you are connecting from Windows to Linux, so definitely you need some medium. So you're doing like this, right? You are connecting from Windows laptop to Linux machine. This is Amazon Linux server. So as I told you, we need a medium called SSH. So to make the SSH work, you need to have some tools. Some famous tools are Putty and Mobaxten. See, I mostly use Mobaxten because it is having some more options. If you go with Putty, I'll show you the difference. Just you integrate the public IP and the key file and etc. So, but actually we have PEM key. Putty only accepts like .ppk file. You want to authenticate if you browse, it will only accept .ppk, but we have PIM. So don't go with Putty as of now. Let us go with mobile extend. So to download this mobile extend, just you can it is very easy. Extend. So get mobile extend now, go with home edition, then download. So here you will get two options. Don't go with full installer edition, go with portable edition. Okay, so then you unzip this and then install it. It's very easy for us to install anything in Windows. Just click next, and finish. Okay, once it is done, you'll have a software like this. So as I told you, you need to have SSH, right? Just select session, select SSH because we are going to connect Linux machine and select your Linux machine public IP. Paste it and the user session EC2 0.0CR. Advanced settings, use private key. And the private key, just select your training key. This is what we have downloaded, right? So simple. Your public IP. I will tell you later what is the public IP, and you will be having one public IP and one private IP for each instances. I'll explain you these things later in networking concept. But as of now, go with the public IP because public IP is reachable from any network or any region. Private is not like that. That is why I didn't give private. If you want to go with private IP, then we need to connect our laptop to the VPN where the AWS sessions are residing. So that will be a difficult one. But in our course, I will tell you how to connect that as well. So now we'll go with the public IP. How we got this username? It's very simple. Select your machine, go to connect. So here you'll get the username. Okay, it's very simple to get the username. And the password, we all know that we have downloaded the file. So in this, and the fourth option, you can give a name for this machine for your future reference. You can give like a Linux web. Okay. See, now we have connected a Linux server from our laptop. Okay. So now I will give you some few commands like how to host a website. It is very simple. So first we'll see about what are the commands we are going to use. See now the machine is with the dollar symbol and with EC2. See in all the servers we'll be having one normal user and one admin user. The normal user will not have full access, right? So now we need to switch to admin user. To switch to admin user, the first command is commands like I will start with hash sudo -i. So if you give this directly, it will shift to your admin account sudo -i. See, and the dollar symbol will change to hash, and your username will be reflected here. So root. So root is the admin user in Linux. So admin user is root in Linux. Okay. Now we have switched to root. Then you need to give a command called install httpd. So what is this httpd? So httpd is nothing but this is a software which is used to host your website. Okay. So in other name, they'll call this as Apache web server. Okay. So the package name is httpd. What is this yum? So yum is a repository where it will have all the softwares, all the common softwares which is required for Linux. Okay. So that can be configured, but in later I'll tell you the details of it. But now yum is a repository. By using yum, we are installing httpd. This is what you need to understand. Yum install httpd. So since it is having the internet connectivity, so all the AWS machine will have internet connectivity. So just try to ping google.com. If you ping google.com, this machine is having internet access. See, okay, later I will tell you how to remove them, and also I'll teach you how these machines are getting the internet connectivity. Okay, that we will all discuss in networking concept. So now we have installed the httpd. So once you install httpd, you will get a default folder which is /var/www/html. This is like whenever we install something in Windows, by default it will go to program files, right? Same like once you did yum install httpd, you will get a default folder. To go inside this folder, you have to give cd. Okay, then you give pwd print working directory, then it will show you where you are currently. Okay, if you have some doubts, I don't know where I am, then you can give pwd. So yum install httpd to install website web hosting service. Now, next thing is like cd/var/www/html. So in this folder, just give ls. This is very empty. Okay, that is what it is not giving any output. So here you need to create a file called index.html. Okay, index.html. So here, just give vi. So vi is a editor in Linux, same like Notepad. Okay, so we can use vi. I'm just vi space index.html. Just give enter. I'm going to give some content. So it is not very easy to edit in VI. So first rule is press the insert key. Then you type, this is my first website. Okay, just save it. To save in Linux, it's very easy. Just give escape, shift colon, and then give X. So X means save and quit. If you just only want to quit, go with Q. Okay, because in a large number of files, you did some mistake. Okay, but you don't want to save it. Then you can simply give Q. If you want to quit and save and quit, then go with X. Just give enter. Okay, so now give ls. You will have one content index.html. To view the content, you have a command called cat index.html. See, you have the contents inside. So now these changes, HTTP service doesn't know about these changes. Okay. So now you need to refresh this with systemctl restart HTTPD. So if you give this command, so it will refresh your HTTPD. So now go to your browser, select cancel, and select your instance, copy your public IP, and paste it here. Just give enter. See, we are having our first website. In future, I'll tell you how to change this IP to a name, same like www.bookmyshow.com, facebook.com, flipkart.com. I'll teach you how to change it. But now in initial session, you just practice these things and you be comfortable with how to create a website in Linux machines. So this is very important because in the future classes, we will mostly see about Linux machines. Okay. So if you want to change some different HTML options, go to Google and search for change sample page. You go to student registration form in HTML. I'll copy a code from online. Okay, so open the same index. Just make sure that where you are, TWD and ls, yeah, you have the file here, va index.html. ls is list. Just remove this content and press insert and right click. So now save this. If we can give X, I'll tell you in a very easy way. So again, you need to refresh it. Systemctl restart HTTP. And we have one more command, which is systemctl enable HTTP. What is this enable? So enable is nothing but you are permanently like turning on the service. So even if the machine is rebooting, okay, when you enable this, the service will not go down. Okay, so this is only for rebooting. Okay, when the live machine is not required, but even though when you're rebooting, the service should not go down, then you need to enable this. That's it. And now refresh this URL with the IP address. See if you click this, which is actually URL. A copy. See if I paste it here, it's actually URL. Okay, which comes with HTTP because we didn't enable HTTP. Yes. Refresh this. See, we got our first HTML website. Okay, to make it even more good, we can go with some sample websites. Say that we give HTML sample codes. There is one link is that it's very easy to create a very good HTML websites. They are kind of templates. HTML template. Yeah, there it is. Free-css.com. Okay, so I will choose this one, webwing, and select this, right click and copy the link address. Okay, go to your page. Just press CD. CD means it will completely come out of your folder. Okay, it will go to your home folder. The home folder is root because the username is root. So root's account is /root. So here, to download anything from internet with the link, you have to give wget and save. Okay, let them copy it properly. Right click, copy link address, right click, paste, enter. So it is downloading all the content. Just give ls. So this is in zip format. You can easily unzip here. If you don't have the software, just install unzip. You will get this. Unzip and the folder name. ls. See, we got the HTML, cd HTML, ls. See, you have all this content. Okay. So in Linux, to copy this content, just give copy -r. Why I'm including r, right? Regressive. R means regressive. I'm going to include some folders. So I'm giving r. Then give star here. Okay, copy space -r space star. With star means in Linux, it is like you are copying all the files and folders in the current folder. Okay. So copy -r is for folder and star is for all the files and folders. To where? We all know that the default path is /var/www/html. That's it. Okay, don't do anything. Just give enter. See, only one thing will be get replaced because we already have that index of HTML there. It will get overrated. That's it. Okay. So now go to cd/var www.html ls. See, we have the content here. Now we do systemctl restart HTTP. So now go to your page, refresh this. See, we are getting a website loaded. It's very easy, right? Within if you have a good template, if you are a good HTML developer, it will be very easy for you to host a website on your own servers. Okay, so this is the power of AWS, and within few minutes you can make any websites up if you have the proper code and if you know how to do it. Okay, so I write all the steps here, and also I'll give these in description later. See, then we gave index.html and we gave the content here. And to save this, we did escape X to save and put escape shift colon. Okay, then we did systemctl restart HTTP and systemctl enable HTTP. Okay, so these are the things we followed so far. And for this fancy websites, right? Okay, to host HTML template. Okay, I have the link. You can go with this link. And then I give you some free. Duplicate the link and we start the recipe settings. That's it. Again, I did a little mistake, but no problem. That is not going to harm anything. Just a copy. Okay, duplicate, unzip, then copy FNR, then systemctl restart. That's it. Okay, later I'll give them description. Okay. So this is how you can create a Linux machine and host a website. So now we'll discuss about how to create a Windows machine and host a website on top of it. It will be very easy because Windows is user friendly. Let me show you how to do this. Go to your account, launch instance. Now search for Windows. My God, sorry. Windows. Yeah. Free tire. Go with the latest one, which is 2019. The procedures are the same. Okay, don't change anything. T2 micro, I'm going to choose the same and leave it by default. See, one difference is, so here the storage is 30 GB, but for Linux we saw only 8 GB. The difference is Windows is a user-friendly one and it is a graphical user interface OS, right? So it requires some additional storage to save some services for it. So that is why the minimum required storage is 30 GB. Add tags, add name equal to Windows Web Server, configure security group. So here we need to create a separate security group for Windows because Windows doesn't work with SSH. It is having its own tool, which is RDP, Remote Desktop Protocol. So since we are going to connect from Windows to Windows, it will be very easy for us because the default RDP is available from my laptop. See, a remote desktop connection. Okay. So I'm going to give like training, training Windows security code. Okay. RTP, okay, the required port is 3389. Then we need the same HTTP required anywhere, but make sure in return, please don't give anywhere. It's only for our practical purpose. And finally, we need to give always simply anywhere. Okay. Review and launch. Launch. Go with your the training key. Same password we can use. That is not a problem. Same password you can use both in Linux and Windows. Okay. Wait for a few minutes. Same like for Linux. So far we discussed about this Windows. We are about to complete this. Then I'll show you how to do the instance purchase options. So it's a theory to be very useful for you to choose what options you require. Okay, I have given a detailed information about all the stuffs. Okay, then we'll discuss about the instance types and the AML. That is going to be a very important concept for us. And even in this document itself, I have mentioned some commands. But yeah, I'll give them in description. Or I'll attach them. So I'll find a way. Okay. Make your learning come comfortably. Yeah, now it is running. So select Windows Web Server. And yeah, if you give connectivity to the username. So here it won't reflect. You have to go to RDP client because that is what we are going to use. In RDP client, you have the username as administrator and they don't give you password. Just click this get password. They're asking us to wait for a few more minutes because they are initializing the initial setup. So we'll wait for a few more minutes. So yeah, while it is getting ready, we'll discuss some theory part. So in this chapter one, we have the next concept is instance purchasing options. So there are 5 different options they are providing. The one is on demand, reserved, scheduled instance, spot instance, and dedicated port instances. Okay. So yeah, on demand. On demand is nothing but like now we have purchased something and whenever we want, we can terminate it. Okay. These categories are on demand. So I want it immediately and I will remove it whenever I require. This category will come under on-demand instance. Example, like what we did in the few minutes back, right? That is that comes under on-demand instances. Reserved instances are nothing but we are going to reserve some instances for an year. Okay, so like when you compare to the on-demand, so the price will be really reduced. Take an example, you are going to use the instance for 1 year or 2 years. So you are going to pay the money upfront. Okay. So it's kind of like reserving the instances for a year or two. That is what reserved instance. Spot instances. Spot instances, we cannot believe it because whenever some free spaces available, AWS itself will give us a spot instances. So it's completely a luck-based one. So, and even one more drawback is like we cannot completely trust this. Even though if you get these instances, they will not permanently give it to you. Once they record it back, they will remove it from you. So simply if they have some free spaces, they will give you spot instances, which is available, or else they won't give you. Schedule instances. So schedule instances are nothing but see, you are purchased some instances and you are not completely replacing it. Okay, you can schedule them to reserve some capacities. Okay, so reserve, you can reserve capacity that is scheduled to require daily, weekly, or monthly with a specified start time and duration. Okay, so then you can use it. So this is also an advantage for you to reduce the cost. Okay. And finally, dedicated host. Dedicated host are nothing but they are going to give you a dedicated physical server for your EC2 instances. Okay, which will be completely dedicated to you. They won't share the hardware to any other customers. So these are the five differences. In real time, mostly they use either on demand or reserved. Others are not much required. Okay, even in some organizations they will use only on demand. They will not go for reserve because in future they are going to use only for 3 months or 4 months, and they will go with other applications or services, then it will not be required. Okay, so this is what on-demand, reserved, spot instance, scheduled instance, and dedicated host. Okay, so now I think this guy will be ready now. Connect, RDP client, get password. See, now it is asking to browse. So browse and I think the window is right. Yeah. See, just browse the key and decrypt it. So in Windows, you cannot upload the key file directly. So we are decrypting the password here since they are giving some option to decrypt this. Now it's very simple. Open a duplicate tab. Copy the public IP, RDP, paste it, connect. Last for the password, we go with the more choices. Use different account. Go with administrator and give you a password. Say the one which you have saved, right? See, RDP client, copy the password, save, paste it, just click OK. Yes. So now we are connecting to the Windows server. Okay. So to create a website in this Windows server, same like YAML for Linux, we have YAML, right? In Windows, we have a concept called server manager. Okay, so here you have an option called add roles and features. Select this. Even it is taking some time, we'll give some little more time. It's starting some data since it is a very new machine. Yeah. So now next, next. Okay, if you see in this screen itself, you have an option called web server. Select this. What is IIS? IIS is nothing but Internet Information Service. So same like Apache and Linux, we have a posting service name is IIS. Next, 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 install. So very simple. So mostly I prefer like if your organization is using Windows servers or you're good with Windows machines, go with Azure Cloud Computing because there is a direct Microsoft product. You will get more benefits from that. If you are a Linux user and Linux DevOps, and if your environment is mostly with Java, Python based, then go with AWS. Okay, sensation is succeeded now. Close this. So now to test this, see for Linux we had a default folder, right, where www.html. Same like for Windows, go to your main folder, which is C drive. This PC C drive. So here the default folder is inetpub www root, and then you will be having the HTML page. Okay. If you want to edit this, you can select right click, open with notepad, and I'm going to edit this. Here there is no that not required for restarting anything. Just give this is mine plus Windows web server. Save this. Okay, simple. So now go to your Windows instance, copy the public IP and paste it here. See, it's very simple. Okay. So I'll give you the default folders and other things in the description. Okay, so yeah, this is enough for the second session. And the third session, I'll explain you about the AMI, the instance types, and other things. Okay, then we'll complete the chapter 2, chapter 1, EC2. Okay, so thank you, everyone.